Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Real Estate Conversations. I'm your local real estate expert, Zanab Sheikh, and today we are going to talk about something that people don't worry about until they are at the closing table, the title. Okay, so today I'm joined by my colleague and my friend from John Greene Title, Ania.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. And you're right, nobody really gets excited about title or title insurance until something really goes wrong. But once you realize that we're the ones holding the money, paying off everyone, and making sure everything is legal and clean, this is when we become important during the real estate transaction.
All right, Anya, so what is title insurance?
Um, Title insurance. That's a great question. Um, what I tell people is we're the friendly middle ground. We're the calm, the responsible friend that will keep you together during a chaos. So, title is the neutral third party that holds all the funds and makes sure that everyone gets paid and confirms that the ownership is clean and legal when you transfer the property from the seller to the new buyer. So think of us as the project leader of a group project that everyone is working on. So if you think about this in our state here in Illinois, in the real estate transaction, when someone lists their home, so the seller is going to be represented by a real estate agent. Also, when the property goes under contract, they will be represented at that point by a real estate attorney, and now you also have the buyer who also has the same representation. They have a real estate agent who helped them find the listing, and also they'll be represented by a real estate attorney to make sure that the contract is properly written in both of their favors. Now, title will be the middle ground where the seller side and the buy side meet together. We will make sure that all the funds, all the documents are properly signed, and that the interest and the ownership of the property can be transferred from the seller to the buyer without any stress and drama, essentially. And then there's also the insurance part. So once everything during the transaction is cleared, meaning all the liens are paid off, mortgages, you name it, whatever could have then been on the title. And we can get into this a little bit down the road of examples of what could possibly show on a title in the back end during the time when the property goes under contract. But let's talk about what happens when it's already all cleared and ready to be closed. So, insurance is a very important component, and title insurance, um, unlike homeowners insurance, what it will protect you from is from things that might have already happened. Where think homeowners insurance protects you from maybe potential of a fire, of flood, or someone driving through the garage door while it was closed. It is for things that you may not anticipate, but things that could possibly happen, and protect the investment that you made on your property, whether it's home, actually, it could be a commercial property, you name it. Um, but then title is going to protect you from something that could have happened the time before you stepped your foot onto that property. Because remember, that piece of land has been there for centuries, and it exchanged hands probably multiple times. I believe the average time nowadays for home ownership in the United States about 7 years. So imagine every 7 years there's a potential that the property on average could have exchanged hands. Now, each person who owned that property could have had a mortgage, could have had some agreement maybe with the neighbor over the fence. Maybe there was a cable company that put some lines in your backyard. You never know what possibly could have occurred there, but you want to make sure that when you purchase that property, no one's going to knock on your door and tell you, oh, hey, you owe me money for something, or they can put a lien against your property of something that you had no knowledge of even happening. And this is when your title insurance comes in handy, because if something like that would occur, that someone would come in asking for a payout for something that happened before you were the property owner, your team would then coordinate to make sure to protect you against incurring any legal fees and having to worry about this. So I hope that explains what title insurance would do for you.
Exactly. And that's right. It happened with one of my clients that a week after they moved into their new home, a landscaper knocked on their door and asked them for $25,000 for landscaping their backyard and front yard. And they had no idea that the previous owners had not paid this landscaper. And so they contacted me. I immediately contacted title, and they took care of it, and protected the buyer basically. So title protects you from things that could have happened on that property before you bought it, any liens or any claims on the title or on the projects that happened on that home. So that is something to remember, and that's how title protects you.
Exactly. We don't want surprises at the closing table. We want all the surprises to be left for your housewarming party to make sure that you enjoy a long, happy life in your new home.
Yeah, thank you, Anya. That was wonderful, very helpful information. And thanks everyone for watching Coffee and Real Estate Conversations. Until next time, happy house hunting. Bye.